We all know Indiana Jones. The thrills of a daring archaeologist that fights Nazis and cults in search of some of the world's most cherished artifacts. And we'll never forget the time Indiana almost stopped the Nazis from getting the Ark of the Covenant, or the prequel that went for a harder edge than its predecessor. And we can't forget The Last Crusade, when we learned more about Indy than we had in the past two of the trilogy. Yes, I said trilogy because we are not going to talk about the Crystal Skull. We all have a favorite, but which one is the best? Well, I think I may have an answer. This scene right here with those simple 3 words.
Let it go.
Let it go. Wrap up a father and son relationship that almost an hour earlier seemed would never fully rekindle. When the film first starts off, Indy and his father don't seem to see eye to eye.
Dad, it's important.
Wait, count to 20.
No, Dad, you listen.
Junior!
And Indiana Jones Sr., Indy's father, is obsessed with one thing: finding the Holy Grail. We hear more than once that finding the Grail, Dr. Jones, that Dr. Jones Sr. was obsessed with finding the Holy Grail. We assume that Dr. Jones...
Yes?
Okay, fine. Indiana...
We named the dog Indiana.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, you know what I mean. We can assume that Dr. Jones would have neglected Indy because of his obsession. We don't even have to assume because Indy tells us, the audience, how it was growing up, and his father being overly invested in finding the secrets of the Grail.
This is an obsession, Dad. I never understood it. Never.
Did they have the worst relationship? No, but showing all of this tension between them really helps us see the type of relationship the two of them had. Dr. Jones really did obsess over finding the Grail his whole life, and doing so led to him neglecting Indy. And of course, Indy had some animosity towards his dad about it. Indy may not admit it, but he wants a relationship with his father, and he wants it outside of the Grail. Something that makes him feel, something that gives him hope he is doing the right thing in archaeology. Indy wants to be told by his dad that he is more important to him than the Grail. He wants to feel like a priority to his father. He envied the Grail growing up because it stole his father's attention. Indy was doing anything and everything he could to make his father see him, be proud of him, but he never got that from his dad. Something that really shows us Indy and his father's relationship is when Indy is presumably dead from falling to his death off a rocky cliff while inside the enemy tank. When Dr. Jones sees his son again, he embraces him tight before shortly ready to leave to go after the Grail once again. But when Dr. Jones is shot, Indy puts his life on the line. He makes decisions that only men who truly love their father or family would make to save them. Regardless of the way they were treated, regardless of the neglect, being second best, Indy would do anything to save his father's life. Why? Because to Indy, just like all the other amazing artifacts in the world, they are worth his life. The only difference is that his father is Indy's. That Indy sees his father just as important, just as beautiful and treasured as the Ark, or just as treasured as the Cross of Coronado. His love for these artifacts is because of his father. Indy saves his father's life and doesn't even seem to care about the Grail once he notices his father is alive, until he is about to fall to his death. His father with one hand on Indy's and the other hand reaching for the Grail. Indy reaches for that chance to make his father so proud of him, the opportunity to be the hero he wants his father to see in him, to give his father what he always dreamed of having. And what does his dad say?
Let it go.
Dr. Jones, Indy's father, finally realizes that his son matters to him more than the Grail. He finally sees that the Grail is not near as important as his son's life, that he is proud of his son, he is proud of Indy, and realizes now he was his Grail all along. Indy is the one that gives him his eternal life. In Raiders, Indy saves the Ark. In Temple of Doom, he gets the stones from the Thuggee cult. But in The Last Crusade, Indy gets his father. Indy saves his most treasured artifact, and Dr. Jones realizes that his son is his grail. His son is his life's work, his glory, that Indy is his life, the greatest treasures of all. And that is why Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is the greatest of the trilogy. That is why I love this movie.